Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Hey, hi.
Happy. Wow. Happy.
We have the best intros.
I know, right?
Yes.
Nobody does it better than us.
Nobody does it better. Carly Simon.
Nice.
Never liked her.
What?
She's one of my artists where I got older and I was like, oh, I totally get it now. But back in the day, didn't like it.
Really?
I don't know why.
Why did we get on that subject? Hi, everybody. Happy. What are we? A week before Christmas?
It's a week.
It is
6 days as you're watching this. 6 days before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's a week before as we record this.
Record it, yes.
Going to the airport today.
Why are we going to the airport?
Because
honey?
my truck is there. Because
why is your truck there?
you were too lazy to take me to the airport. No. Always. Okay, so I fly to Austin once a year or more. By the way, we got that shadow thing happening, but you'll come along with us. It'll be fine.
Yep.
It's
real thing.
Would that help if I did this?
I don't know.
No, not really. Once a year I go to Austin or more because my son has a dog who doesn't fly. A dog who we love like a child.
Oh my gosh.
His name is Scout. And so I fly to Austin, drive with my son and Scout back, and then after the holidays, he works for the University of Texas at Austin, and he's able to work from Florida during this period. And then we'll drive back to take him there, and then I'll fly back.
Right.
But I had to get to the airport to do that,
Right.
and it just...
I would have taken him.
100% would have taken me. I was just teasing.
Okay.
But it was one of those things like, okay, I'll just pay. Now, so just, it's $17 a day in the long-term parking that's right up by the airport, and I probably should have stayed in the $10 long-term parking, but I did not.
Oh, okay.
So
you'll have to direct me when we get there. I'm not
$21.
sure where you parked.
So, but today we're actually going to go through Disney to get to the airport because we're going to talk about a couple things because it's holiday related, and because I was at the airport,
Right.
I was like, travel tips would be good, but also our dear friends Brian and Leanne are coming, along with our also dear friends that we don't know, Joanne and George. I mean, we know them, but
I taught Joanne.
Did you really?
I taught her at governor's school.
I did not know that. Okay, then they're our dear friends, George and Joanne. It's just
rude.
Leanne's sister. No,
Yes.
I mean I know them from
Yes.
chatting, but that's it. But they're coming to Disney for Christmas, and so we thought today we would take you through Disney on the way to the airport, and we'll talk about holiday travel tips in general.
Right.
Just travel tips in general, and then Disney tips at the holidays. Now, if you are watching this on Sunday and you're on your way to Disney right now, it may be too late for you. So if you're planning your Disney trip for next year, this might be helpful. But
I think so, and we are going to the airport a different route. I think we may have gone to the airport one other time, perhaps for the same reason. Maybe we had to pick up your car, but we are going to Disney, or going to the airport this time through Disney. Which now that we've moved, this route is, I think it's probably 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. But this is at least a different route to show you how, if one was staying at Disney, how you would get to the airport.
And you might be staying here at the beautiful Flamingo Crossings area now, which is now Home to Suites is where I sort of stayed when we moved to the house. But as you can see, we're here by a lot of things opening up now. Five Guys getting ready to open.
The tiny Target.
Can
we discuss?
Let's discuss the tiny Target. Okay, first of all, we
discuss.
love the Target. Love that there's a Target there, and there's a
yes.
Walgreens there. Great. The pharmacy claimed to be open and was not when I had to get medication for my son.
Yep.
But so Target is back there. You can see it over in the distance. So,
do you know when we did a driving tour through this area?
Yes.
And I even looked, I was like, is that the Target? It's really small.
Right. So
And
here's the problem. Target it's not Target's fault.
No, of course not.
But many locals have expressed disappointment in the new Target. Is that a good way to say it?
Yeah, because we were expecting Target, like all of the things.
Super Target.
Like yes, which is what most Targets are. This one is a tourist Target.
And let me just interject real quick. We just turned on Western Way, so now straight on till morning, we're into Disney now. So when you get a sense of Flamingo Crossing, by the way, that Target is great if you're coming here.
Oh yeah,
to
no,
travel.
it's fantastic if you're here staying. It's just not like if you were going for typical reasons for like maybe some home goods, or maybe you were looking for like actual clothing and not Disney related clothing. They just don't have that, but they do have all the essentials that you need, including some groceries and alcohol. Clearly,
so
they have that there.
Big alcohol section.
I was like, okay, I can't buy like a hamper, but I can buy all the alcohol.
They have clearly thought about the Disney visitor.
Yes.
when they built that, because there's some Disney clothing.
Yeah.
Like, I needed like a shirt because I lost all my clothes when we moved.
I found a box.
Did you?
You did.
Like I didn't they didn't have any men's shirts. I had to go to Walmart. But by the way, look how fast we were here.
Yeah, Disney. Boom.
I don't think that's a rule. But,
no, is that that's railroad tracks?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like the right thing to do. Anyway, the tiny Target, and you notice we refer to it as the tiny Target. It's just
that's just what I've named it.
And a lot of locals were very excited about Target because, like, oh, now we have a Target down here instead of having to go to Winter Garden Village.
Right.
It's not that case. That is not the case. You got to go to Winter Garden Village because it's. I mean, it feels like if you're in New York City and there's like a bodega that's like, you know, like good stuff to get for food, like the emergency things. It feels like a big 7-Eleven. Yeah. Accurate?
Yeah.
Like a drugstore / 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Big.
And and by the way, again, love Target.
Yeah.
But also love Walgreens, but the Walgreens is also not a typical Walgreens. Like, for instance, they didn't have any Christmas wrapping paper. There wasn't even an aisle for that.
Yeah.
So, which is odd. So, again, just kind of thinking through that shopping area. There's going to be other retail and stuff that's coming in there, but you know, obviously Target is kind of everyone's eyes go popping because yay, Target.
But that whole area is clearly built for those hotels. There's a lot of really nice hotels.
Yes,
by the way, could not recommend that Home to Suites more highly. Like, really good.
There, yeah.
The dogs didn't stay there. That was the whole point. We spent like $1,000 that week for it was like $200 a night. Because it was for the dogs, but then I couldn't cancel it, so I just slept there. But the dogs never went there. Mm-hmm. But it's a great place if you have pets. It really cool. So anyway, we're at Disney now.
We are.
Just to we've taken this drive a few times because we've been showing you if you lived here. Right. Here's where you'd go. So this is Western Way, kind of the back way in. We're gonna just follow where the directions say to get to the airport. Which, by the way, is about a 30-minute drive, give or take, and that would have been the same case, even if we had gone the other way. So if we had just gone the 429 to the Turnpike and the typical route that we would normally have taken, it still would have been 30 minutes. I think this one was like 32. Well, and the footprint of Walt Disney World is the same size as San Francisco. Okay, so really the land they own. Yeah, so you have to go through it or around it, and so that sort of affects traffic from the west side of Orlando. Yeah. In the same way when you're out in Lake County and other parts of the area where you have to get around lakes. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, as the crow flies, you're very close to things, but you just have to go around things. So we're passing Coronado Springs.
Hello, Coronado Springs.
And so we're going to come up here and take a left, I guess, is what it's saying. So let's talk about Disney at the holidays.
Okay.
Now So there are, I feel like there are two schools of thought when it comes to Disney. And again, we're going to turn. We'll apologize for the darkness of our faces and the brightness of the rest of us. But there's two schools of thought that with Disney, as far in my way of thinking, which is don't mind the crowds, avoid the crowds at all costs.
Sorry, I'm trying to think.
Oh, okay. All right. That Crinkle Crinkle was brought to you by Amy Kidwell.
Sorry.
Two schools of thought. I'll get to the point eventually. Two schools of thought. Avoid the crowds at all costs, or, that's mine too, or don't mind the crowds because you like the atmosphere. And the crowd, for some people, and these people, I don't understand these people, but I love them. Like, they love the crowd. They love it. Yeah. Like, I get anxious, I get nervous, and I get very uptight. And I'm sort of a do things kind of person. Mm-hmm.
You are the best Disney planner
ever. Thank you very much.
You are. Like, seriously, all of our trips when we lived in Virginia, all of them.
Yeah.
Because they were planned, but I love the term that you kind of put in here, which was flow. So.
Planned but flow. So that's going to be one of. Let's just go right to that tip.
Okay.
So no matter whether you're a crowd person or a non-crowd person, plan but flow. Almost a meme at this point among Disney people of you got the people that just want to plan every second, and then they're the ones that melt down because the plan is not gonna.
It goes haywire. There's no way you can plan time-wise. You may say, I want to do these 3 things today.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to map it out like an itinerary,
So
very rarely does that work.
Here's the really, really good news is that we live in the age of information. So now Disney's app is fantastic for what it is. You can see wait times and all those things. But really what you have to do is, again, at the holidays especially, you have to know everything that's going on and everything that your crew wants to do. We have our number one tip is coming up, and it's the best tip of all time, and we invented it.
We did.
We did.
We did.
But
Actually,
you have to know your crew, and you have to know everything that's going on so you can weave that. And I think it's true for most humans that you end up getting one person sort of in charge of the planning, and a lot of. I'm gonna add a new tip that we didn't really plan on.
Okay.
Have someone that's in charge or not. Know before you go who's in charge of saying we're going here, going there. A lot of families that dynamic works out, but a lot of the conflict that you see walking down Main Street
is the frustration between
is people butting heads about, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's really pack mentality. It really is what it is about who's in charge. That's really kind of, and so much of that family dynamic is going to come out when you're at Disney, which is some of the joy of being here. I can't see it off the thing, but you can see the Epcot ball over there, and you've got the Sky Rider deal over there, which we've never been on, but it's not your scene, right? No.
We did those when we lived in Virginia at Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Here it just seems like it's too big.
So to recap, so far, have someone in charge of who the plan is, or at least have an understanding of who's in charge, and you can do it by day if you want. Do whatever you want, but plan but flow. Okay. The next tip is, these are all our number one tip. What time should you get up, Amy, and get to the park?
Oh, crack of dawn, as soon as they open. Absolutely. And people are like, oh, I'm on vacation. We want to sleep in. No.
No.
No, don't do that. No.
That was Amy talking to our pets. No. Do not pee on Amy's office rug. That didn't work.
Oh my God.
Okay, anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
No, absolutely. Again, because Eric planned our original trips, and on our very first trip, we just had Forrest and Alyssa, and they were little. They were like, 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. They were young. And it was, difficult to try to get up with the kids, but you had it perfectly because they were still of the napping age.
Yes. So split your day in half. That's the whole thing. The parks are at their most crowded, generally speaking, between 11 and 2. And that's because...
Do I need to get over there?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll find out. It's an adventure.
Okay.
But so many people, half the people that are coming to the parks don't get there before 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Just, if it is your desire to sleep in, one of our tips coming up is going to be know why you're going. Well, if you're coming to Florida because it's warm weather and you want to do the thing and take a nap, well, don't go to Disney that day. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Where you can sleep in. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
But if you're here to go to Disney, get there early. The parks open, generally speaking, a half an hour before they say they're going to open. Your results may vary, but that's just sort of a built-in thing. Like, get there early, and then go back to your hotel and take a nap. And I'm talking adults too,
which we did. We'd go and just lay down.
Yeah, this time of year the parks are open quite late. So, and what happens is people burn out during the day. So after 3 o'clock, after 4 o'clock,
give your feet a rest. Too, by the way.
But after 3 or 4 o'clock, things start to ease up a little bit. Again, if you are someone that is, I want to ride all of the main rides, don't come here at Christmas, because God bless you if you're able to do it. Please, you send us the tips, because that's very, very difficult to accomplish.
Every single trip that we had, every time, even when the kids were older, and we always went by our same rule, which was we got there when they opened. And I think I need to get over.
That feels right. Yes.
So we would get there when the parks opened, and sometimes, like you said, there'd be the early admission day for a park. We would get there early, early, and then we would have ridden rides, we would have done all of this fun, and then we'd be leaving at like 11 o'clock to go back to the hotel for lunch and a nap, and the swarm of people coming at us was absolutely breathtaking visually. We're like,
and if you want to
we're done, and you guys are cray.
If you want to know my jam, like people like to ride Space Mountain, or they like to ride the People Mover or Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. I like to walk down Main Street against the flow of traffic as everyone's coming in. Like, there's no more satisfying
like we knew
feeling
a secret.
as a dad who was
right.
like leading his family into this this experience. To see that, I would every single day I'd be like, that's right. We already rode 15 rides.
That's right.
And we're gonna go take a nap, and then we'd come back, and it was great.
Yeah, and because when we would go back later is when most people were tired because they got there at 11.
Again.
And so we
get that flow again.
Just a little tip.
Okay, pack for the weather is the next tip.
Yeah,
I'll let you talk about
really
that because that's it's Florida. It must be warm.
Yeah. So and in generally speaking, it is. But you especially if you're coming for the holidays, right? If you're coming here for Christmas, we can get chilly and. Yeah. I remember the one time we came, it was the year that we came for Christmas because it was the whole, the Christmas decorations. And we expected it to be, cold or warm.
Yeah.
And we got here and it was freezing. It was like there was frost. It was like ice cracking on the grass as we were walking. I think that was the year we stayed at the Contemporary because we walked over
there, by the way.
Yes. But yeah, so we had to go buy hats and gloves and blankets and sweatshirts, which, at Disney prices, but we just weren't prepared. We didn't bring anything like that. So, if you're the personal planner for everybody, you also have to know what your team's definition of cold is. That's true. That is very true.
And I'd be walking around in shorts, and people would be looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's warm. I was born in Nebraska. My people can wear shorts when it's 50, but her people are freezing at 50 degrees." And also, don't count on Floridians to tell you if it's cold. Because if it's 68 degrees here, it's bitter. It's freezing.
It is freezing.
And there is a thing. We've been here now, for quite a few years, and there really is a thing about
your body acclimates to it.
And they say your blood thins out. I don't know if that's the actual medical thing that happens, but that's the way they phrase it.
I remember when we were here. At first, it was so hot. It was like I couldn't deal with the heat. I'm like, how are you guys wearing long sleeve shirts? Oh my gosh! And then now it's like, oh, okay, well, it's not a big deal. It doesn't feel like it's as hot, and it also,
Right. Our son wears a sweatshirt to school every day.
A hoodie, yes.
A hoodie in I was going to say July, but he didn't go to school in July. But like in May, it's 100 degrees and he's wearing a hoodie because that's just what they do. Okay, so now we're going to have the controversial tip. What?
I was just following the signs.
Oh, I was like, what's over there? What do you think?
No, not that. It was just the airport sign.
Oh, that was, by the way, like the world gateway to something.
It's telling me it wants me to.
Telling you to make a U-turn?
Right here.
No, but it says International Airport North, 1 mile. So
that's what I was saying.
Trust that sign. Okay. Don't trust that. You guys can't see the directions.
You can't see. Yeah,
the directions are messing with us.
Don't do that.
Haters.
That's not right.
Okay.
That's not where we're going.
Controversial tip.
Ooh,
okay.
I'm scared.
I know it's going to be controversial because we discussed it for half a second, and you don't like the tip, but I'm going to give it. Okay. So much of the Disney holiday experience, it seems to me, and it was never the case for us really, but I think it is for people, is the Disney fireworks.
Oh, do not give that tip.
I'm giving that tip.
Don't give that tip. It's not a good tip. That's not cool.
Well, let's let the people decide.
Wait, where am I going? Okay.
Just you drive. I'll give this tip.
The directions want me to go in a completely different direction than I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah, we're not going to trust that.
No,
straight ahead. Straight ahead.
I'm getting on it. I got it.
So by the way, we're on the other side of Disney now. This is SR 535, which is Winter Garden Vineland Parkway, going all the way up there. We've taken you on drives there before. If you go up that way, you're going to end up like at Windermere High School. Like lots of places we've taken you before, and you'll end up back in Winter Garden eventually. That's kind of the corridor through Windermere, is what that is. Okay, people are like, what is your controversial tip, Eric? Well, let's not do the controversial part first. Let's talk about fireworks in general. Okay. The fireworks is another one of those things where it...
In 1/10 of a mile, make a U-turn.
We're not making a U-turn. What is wrong with you?
The signs right here tell me where I'm going.
U-turn now.
Yeah.
They just don't know this road
exists. In this edition of Sunday Drive, Eric and Amy fight with their GPS. There's a sign right there. It says
I know.
International
It's
Airport.
like because a lot of these
yeah.
roads, I don't think the GPS knows exists.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sometimes we wonder if this is why the Sunday drives are good, or if this is what's horrible about them. We don't know. We just okay. We're mental Tourons. Focus. So the fireworks. The fireworks for different people in your group are going to be the most important thing that ever happened.
good.
The most important thing that ever happened, or a complete and total nightmare. Right? Would you agree? Mm-hmm. So
yes.
like very polarizing with the fireworks. The fireworks are fantastic, by the way. It's difficult to be a local and give you advice about fireworks because for someone that lives here, the fireworks, like I literally see them every night at 8 o'clock because I'm usually running to the grocery store or doing something. And from where we live, from our actual house, you can kind of see the glow of the fireworks.
Yeah.
But like if you walk up two houses down, you can see them in the sky. So if I'm driving anywhere at 8 o'clock, which is when the fireworks are this time of year, every night.
Sometimes at 11:15.
Sometimes, yeah. You can see them everywhere. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, there's the Disney fireworks. So put that in your brain as we talk about this, because you might think the fireworks are the most important thing, and it's much better at the park because there's the projection on the castle, projection on Main Street. It's cool.
Well, and the atmosphere there.
Yes,
You know?
But the atmosphere for me is this. This is the atmosphere of the fireworks.
Yeah.
Like, sir, could you step a little to your left? And he's like, no, I can't.
Or now we got somebody with their kids up on their
kids on the
shoulders,
thing,
and
the
so it's like,
7 foot
okay,
tall,
I can't see anything.
So anyway, decide what's important to you about the fireworks. That's the main part of the tip. What is your better way to watch the fireworks? If you want to be immersed in it, you got to be on Main Street, or you got to be in one of those. There are no insider tips anymore for where to watch the fireworks at the park, because you can look that up, and everyone knows all of those.
Yeah.
And the key tip is, if it's really important to you, get there super early and stake out your spot and just know you're going to be there for an hour or two or more waiting for the fireworks. But if it's important to you, then it's important to you.
And they are spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, they really, really are. It's
right.
But I remember, do you remember Forrest hated the fireworks? And so we are actually the ones bolting to the tram to get out of there before the fireworks started.
Yep.
Although, do you remember we were also at the Polynesian once when the fireworks were going off, and that viewing window from there was gorgeous.
Oh, fantastic
that was
place
really
to watch.
pretty.
So lots of good places to watch.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but you can see the fireworks other places. Amy's upset because I'm going to tell you a place.
No,
I'm going to tell him a place to watch the fireworks.
Where we live is residential. It is not a place for the tourists to come and camp
popular. We're not that popular. Okay, so
that's true.
Let's make an agreement. You repeat after me. I promise.
Me?
Them.
Yeah, okay.
I promise not to reveal this tip to anyone on the internet or anywhere else. Okay? That way we got like the 4 people that watch. It's more than that. We appreciate that very much. But don't share this tip. Okay? But people do know this tip already, by the way, because people do it a little bit.
People do it, but those people that live here.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you. Go to Hamlin. Go to Hamlin. There it was. Go to Hamlin because there's a phenomenal view of the fireworks. The earth sort of dips.
Yeah.
Like from the Hamlin, Walmart, Publix, that kind of area. You can see the fireworks so well there. So this is my tip. Make yourself a 15-minute Disney playlist. You're so mad. You're so angry right now. No, they're not going to tell. They all took the oath. Make yourself a 15-minute playlist to play on Spotify in your car. Go park somewhere. How about this? If you go to, let's say, the Hamlin Publix, go in and buy a few things. There. Now, commerce. Now, they'll be happy, right?
Sure.
So they'll like the business.
They could go to the McDonald's that we go to all the time, get milkshakes.
All the time, but you'll probably see us.
I don't have a drink right here, by the way.
I know.
We're in trouble.
I get it. Anyway, go 15-minute playlist. The fireworks start. Hit play on the playlist. Mm-hmm. Some of the music will seem like it was planned just that way. It'll be good. Okay. Again, that may be your thing, maybe not be your thing. Okay. There's been a lot of long tips.
I know, right?
But so let's go to give me your take real quick on the Disney's Very Merriest Christmas. Mickey's.
Oh, I loved it.
That was great, right?
The cookies were amazing. The hot chocolate was wonderful. And when we went, and I'm sure it is now too. You go to those places, it's free. If you do the very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you have to buy a separate ticket.
Yes, and that's when you come in. There's the extra parade. It snows on Main Street, and it really is. I mean,
And
again, the atmosphere, there really is nothing better.
And by the way, if you don't buy a ticket, you got to get out. They're gonna boot you out,
They will
and
boot you out.
It's really crowded that day too. I mean, it's really crowded every day.
Yeah.
During the holidays, but that's just to know that that's happening. Look that up. We recommend it. That's one of those things where it's like maybe it's a many time thing for you. For us, it was a great one time thing, and we'll go again at some point. But
I think it everyone's family dynamic is different too. It's like when we went, we wanted to have our children have any and every magical experience that there was. We did the spooky Halloween one one year. Cool. We did the Christmas party one year, and then we went in January most of the time because I think we mentioned before that was when the kids always had when they were younger.
Yep. Disney's just very good at this. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're really, really good at this. And your definition of this may be creating magical experiences.
Yeah.
Your definition of this might be separating you from your money. But all of those things together, they're really good at everything they do. They're just the best.
Well, I remember it's just the little things that it's just there's so many things that are magical there.
Yep.
And the hidden Mickeys. I mean the depth of the thought process for hey, let's add some hidden Mickeys to the little sparkles in Ariel's grotto, like things like in just everything. There's just so many touches just everywhere. But yes, so it is definitely a magical place.
Yep.
If it were me, I'm glad that we came around Christmas time, but we did not spend Christmas here.
Right.
And I don't know that I personally, I don't know. I want to spend Christmas in my house with my kids and my tree.
Yeah,
and I may feel differently when we have grandchildren and maybe they're scattered around. So, we'll get back with you on that.
I could see it being super awesome, but because the crowds kind of make me nervous, I can't.
I also just, I don't know, I kind of feel like I want everyone to have a day off.
True. Yeah, true.
I kind of want the world to shush. Although I know not everyone celebrates Christmas, so that's okay.
Let's give them the number one tip.
Okay, number one tip.
This is a great Disney tip at holidays or anytime. Okay. Wish night.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wish night. So wish night. But I would say at the holidays, not wish night. Make your wish before you come. Okay. Wish night was our way to make sure we have 4 kids, and we're like, there's no way if everybody at the end of the trip wants to do something they didn't get to do or want to do again.
Right.
So we would go and everyone would make a wish. And then we would do whatever we had to do. The last day of our trip was always about making that last wish come true, right? At the holidays, I would say, have everyone make your wish before you come.
Yeah.
And then you as the planner, just make sure that happens. Because what you've done is, our word in real estate is always expectations, right? So what you've done is you've created an expectation, and that's really, as a human being, the key to whether or not you're happy or disappointed is were your expectations met. So if you set an expectation of something great, but one thing, you can make that happen. You cannot make it happen that everybody gets to do everything all the time. But if you set the expectation up front, so everyone, before you travel, make a wish. And then that way, hey, and now today's the day that Tommy's wish is going to come true. That makes for a great day. That's awesome. And then it's about Tommy, and he gets that fun. And then you let Grandpa have his wish come true. Yep. And Grandpa's wish to come true is to get back home.
No.
No, not necessarily.
Do you know, though, can I share a memory with you?
Please.
So, and I'm pretty sure it was one of the years that we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I think that's when you started this.
Wish night, maybe.
Because I just remember you being in the pool with one of our kids. You kind of had them up on your shoulders, being goofy in the pool and playing around. And you took each of the kids to do that. And that's when they determined what their wish was.
Oh, okay. Nice. It's one of those things where I think that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it's I don't know. It's kind of a way to put, like the icing on the top, Yeah. In fact, in our scrapbooks, boy, I used to love to scrapbook. Yeah. That was it. We did our wish night. What was the one thing that you wanted to do, and we put that even in the scrapbook, and
it's real. Like wish night is good. It even was good for like our kids that were like the ones that wanted to spend the money that we gave them right away. They would save it for wish night. It helps everyone focus, and it helps you get through those moments when your wishes are not coming true.
Yeah.
When the crowds are big and all that, your people in your party are thinking about, oh, well, you know, tomorrow my wish is going to come true. And it also makes it so if you have to wait 2 hours in line, well, you're making Tommy's wish come true. So everyone's like more on board. It's just a really good idea. Patent pending. No, I mean, it's yours for free.
You know, a dream is a wish.
Dreams wish your heart makes. When you're fast asleep, but make that one when you're awake. Okay, so we're gonna do real quick as we come to the airport. Let's do some travel tips. I, for my former job, used to travel like every week.
Yes.
So some of these, I mean, these are kind of standard travel tips, but want to give them to you just because we're coming to the airport.
You are an expert, like travel.
I am pretty good at, I'm good at getting people through things. And if you have a flight get canceled, you want me with you.
Yes, you do.
Because if you're at the airport, I'm really good at that. I have spent the night in several airports before when there was nothing that could be done, but you know, I'm an outside the box guy that I can get you from A to B.
But you know what? There's a flaw with that.
What?
Because you are such an expert traveler, you impose that mentality on us. For instance, you constantly want us to separate, and I'm gonna tell you now that it drives us crazy. So like if we're like when we were in. No, but like when we don't know where we're going or something in the airport, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to drop you guys off and I'll go do this and then I'll meet you back. We're like, oh, we don't know where we're going. And especially when the ones that like have trams and things. I'm just saying, I hate it when he separates with us when we're traveling. It's like, can we just all stay together when we're getting to and in the airport, please? Thank you.
Okay, there's a cool Southwest plane going through the clouds there.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, they may have captured that. We'll see. It's going to be far away. You're not
Oh, there it is. I see it over there.
Anyway, so we're turning now up 417 toward the airport. In the very far distance, you can see the tower up there. So
I like this route better. Can I tell you?
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
A little less stressful. And maybe 5 minutes longer than going the other way. So maybe this is the way we should come.
Maybe,
so, by the way, north entrance into MCO, south entrance in MCO. And you really, like, your directions, you know, it may give you different directions whether you're coming north or south. So if you want to reverse what we're doing to get to Disney, take the south exit on 417. It'll lead you right there. All roads lead to Disney when you head to the west.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so pre-check. $85. Do it. If you travel more than once or twice a year, pre-check is so worth it. But it's also it's $85. There's people that pay, you know, $150 at Universal to get to the front of the lines for an express pass. It's an express pass, and it used to be pre-COVID that it wasn't. I didn't think it was as good a value. In fact, mine expired because I was like, so many people had it that it wasn't saving you that much time. Now in the airport, you can again see the pre-check line just goes crazy. So that's good. Check in the instant that you can. Most airlines, it's 24 hours before, like to the minute. So if you're flying at 12 o'clock the previous day, be there, because that makes a difference. Like especially on Southwest. So you could be in Southwest if you don't do early bird check-in. First of all, that should be another tip. Do early bird check-in. It's $25 a ticket, which can be steep if you got a big group, but
yeah.
But
it's also nice when you have a big group because then you're on first and you can get your seats.
But I've traveled with coworkers who we've checked in 5 minutes apart, 12 o'clock and 12:05, and they've been in because I was 5 minutes late. They were like number B2 and I was C15. Well, that's 70 people different. And so like on Southwest, that's really going to make a difference. You don't want to be in the C group in Southwest, but if you are, that you're going to sit in the middle and it's fine, but whatever.
Any more tips?
Yes, real quick.
Okay, real quick, because then I need you to direct me to where you
Terminal A. Terminal A parking.
Okay.
And you can just go in and park like you're going to park and it won't charge you.
Yep.
Tip, it won't charge you if you just go into the long-term parking for 5 minutes.
And dropping them off,
So, walk to the front of the tram. Okay, so when you're coming onto the tram, everyone gathers at the doors by the back. By the way, that's Terminal C in front of us, which is beautiful and completely unused. That's another tip if you ever are worried about where to park.
Park at C.
Park at C. There's a tram that goes right to where you are. Just remember that you parked at C.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful in there, by the way. Lovely. Fun fact, the guy that built our house that we've been talking to you about at Vincetta Circle.
Yeah.
Kirk left the builder to go build that. Yeah. So that's probably really well built because he built a good house.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyway, when you go to the tram, people like gather up at the back of it, go to the front, because when you pull into the terminal, now you're at the front and you don't have to worry about that big crowd of
You're the
people
first
there.
one off.
That's a really good tip, by the way, just so you know. Thank you. Okay, when you go through security, you're gonna count everyone thinks,
Starting to
okay,
get stressed out, by the way, so hurry.
Terminal A.
I know, but I get stressed out in the
Okay,
in the
let's
airport.
separate. Terminal
Do
A.
you see this? Do you see these people doing this?
Yes.
It stresses me out.
Torrents, but it's a little understandable. Yeah, go on.
Yes, I know. But see how it just changes?
A lot of people think, okay, well, I'll count people when I go through TSA, when I'm going and putting my stuff through the scanner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the line splits off and you got to choose a scanner to go to. People count people. Don't count people. Count strollers. This is a great tip.
It is a great...
At
Great
MCO in particular, at Orlando International Airport, count strollers. Strollers take twice as long to get through the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a stroller, and if you see a family with 2 strollers and 2 kids, I don't care if you
Go
have to
the other
go.
way.
You have to drive to Tampa. Go. You're not getting through behind them. And God bless them. I've been that guy.
Right.
I was always good at that too. By the way, with one-handed fold.
You were good.
I was solid. Okay. Count people, not strollers, and look for business travelers. Business travelers,
They got
if
it
you
down.
don't know where to go, that dude in the slip-on shoes that's got all of his stuff already out,
Yep.
ready to put in the
Belts
thing.
in his hand.
Follow
shoes
that
in his
man
hand.
or woman because they will absolutely know which way to go. Just follow them. Trust the business traveler.
Sure.
Parking here is $17. Consider whether an Uber is better. A limo sometimes is better. If you're going to come to the airport for 5, 6, 7 days, take a stretch limo because you're going to pay, you're going to pay a ton of money. Sometimes you can get a limo for less than you're going to pay for parking. Now, you have to do the limo 2 ways.
Right.
Or develop some friendships where someone can bring you to the airport. We haven't done that. Anyway.
Developed friendships?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, yes, we have.
Daryl would bring me to the airport. Anyway, so we love you. Goodbye. That's all the tips we have for today. That was a long drive.
It was a really long drive. But hey, look, the airport is right in front of us. We are here. I'm getting ready to get you to your truck.
It
and
took
then
us,
we are
by the way,
gonna go home.
it took us about 36 minutes to get
Okay.
here from Flamingo Crossing to here. 35 minutes ish, just to give you an idea. So if you want to live there, a lot of people say I want to be 30 minutes from the airport because they travel
There
a
you
lot.
go.
Like I did,
Can you
so.
be 32 to 36 minutes?
Yeah,
there you go. All right. Well, I am going to drop you off, babe, and then I'll see you back at the house so we can enjoy some family time with our son who's here from Austin.
And hey, have a great
All right,
Christmas
guys.
week.
Yes. We appreciate you guys so much. Stay safe, stay well. Happy house hunting. We love you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.